Okay, welcome to level 10. Okay, so we've got to start off with our warm-up. You can either march on the spot, you can take a walk outside, or grab yourself a bike. Where's my bike? Whoa! There it is. Okay, so get on your bike and we'll get a little warm-up. So we're building up. Now you can do anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes for the warm-up. Depends what you need. Go easy, remember the heart rate, and off we go. Let's get our warm-up done. I'll meet you back here in a minute when you're done, okay? So you can press pause, do your 5 minutes, and then come on back and we'll start on the floor. Okay, so grab yourself your yoga mat or get onto the bed, and you're going to start with the first one, the knee to chest. Okay, so you've got to get on down to the ground. If you're not able to do it this way, remember you can use the chair or you grab the bed. Okay, so we're going to start off with knee to chest. Okay, so lying on your back with your knees bent, going to grab one leg at a time, pull on down, one, and the other side. 2, just hold them for a couple of seconds on each one, okay? Good, and 3, hold a few seconds. 3rd on the other side. So you could go up to 10, but I'm just going to go to 5 on these. When we move up to level 11, we're actually going to be doing a few of these at the beginning anyway to stretch out. The pattern will be different, as you'll see, or the workout will be different. Okay, so there's 5, and yeah, and then you can finish off on the double and rock around at the top. Okay, so for flat back, you're just pressing down the lower back into the ground, holding for 3 to 4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, and release. Good, work with the breath, breathe out, push down, relax, breathe out, push down. Same on here, just going to go for 5, and you can go up to 10 if you wish, if you have longer, but it depends where you're coming from, right? If you're enjoying these levels and you don't want to go too much further as far as going up to like level 20 and beyond, then take your time with these. There's no rush. You can do up to 10. If you're in a rush and you want to get up the levels and you're doing well, you can stop at 5. All right, next up is the back twist. So feet and knees together, arms out to the side. Slowly lower your legs to one side. Don't worry about touching on the first. Just go wherever your legs want to go. And if they go all the way down, then fine. Let them go all the way down. As long as you're not pushing, all right? All these stretches are supposed to be gentle and within your range. All right, so same as the others. You can go up to 10, but just for this, we're going to do just 5. So you can pause the video if you need to do more. That's 4. And one more for the 5th. Okay, well done. That's the back twist. Next up is the hamstring, and for that, just going to lift up the leg, hold onto the back, pull your toes gently down, and then toes up. Toes down, toes up, and you're going to do that 3 times. Switch legs. If you're bent like this, that's fine, but you can lower the leg and try to straighten. A little bend in the knee is a good thing. You don't have to be completely locked, okay, or hyperextended. So a little bend is good. It's actually favourable if you want to attack the hamstring in the back here, which is the target. So toes up, toes down. Okay, and we're going to do 5 of these on each side with the toes going up and down. 1, 2, and 3. Other side. 1, 2, and 3. It's the repetition of doing these that opens you up. The first one you're going to be quite stiff. It takes a while before you loosen up. Some people get looser quicker than others. Lots of different factors at play with that. Okay, so one more, 2 and 3. So you feel that good stretch in the calf and the back of the leg. 1, 2 and 3. Great. Okay, so there's the hamstring with the foot up and down. Cross over. So simply push away and pull across. Okay, pull away, or sorry, push away and pull across. Alright. Push away and pull across. Push away and pull across. Alright, on the next one, now remember, if you can't do the lift up, don't do the lift up. But the push away and the pull across, you should have no trouble with. The lift up, it depends on how flexible you are. If you haven't got there yet, don't worry, you can always back off. Contact me if you need. But these videos are just a rough guideline. Obviously, people fluctuate, right? So maybe you have a weakness in the ankle or the knee and it prevents you from doing certain stretches like this. For that, you'd have to contact me and I can show you a way around or a substitute for those exercises. Okay, so leg crossover, push away, pull across. Watch that you don't just do a gentle one. Try to feel the stretch. This is the target area. Okay, when you lift up the leg, you should definitely have it. And you can rock around a little side to side as well. Okay, so just a few more. Push away, pull across, lift up. There you go. Oh, such a good stretch this. For the piriformis, for the glute muscles. If you've been sitting a lot, which I have today in a car, driving around from client to client, then you might get stiff, and this is one of my favorite ones to do for stretching out around the lower back. These butt muscles that you're stretching right now, all around these glutes, they really have a big effect on the lower back. Okay, so leg crossover. Right, now we've done a few stretches, we're ready for the bridge. So bridge it is, hands down to the side. We're going to stay with 20 on the bridge. Okay, so you can even measure, do your check, or be a little further forward. First one, easy, not too high. Second one, push up a little more. Good. You can always adjust your feet if you need to. Make sure your feet are not together, that they're spaced apart a little bit. Trying to find the most natural foot position so that you can do this exercise. There's 4, nice and slow, 5. So we're at level 10 now. You can make it a little harder. You don't have to touch for long at the bottom. Every time you come down here and you rest, even for a second, kind of prolongs the exercise before you fatigue. Building up to a level of fatigue is what's going to stimulate your muscles to grow. If it's too easy, right, then there's no stimulation. But that's why I like these progressive levels, because I can take you very gently, just going up a few repetitions each workout, making each exercise a little more difficult each time. It's exactly what I do with my clients, very slow and gradual, steady, consistent, boring maybe, but not really, because the results are what we're after. And so slow and steady wins the race. There's no point working out for a couple of weeks and then stopping for 2 weeks and then starting up again. Do a month, stop for a few months, do a week, stop for 6 months. You got to have consistency. Consistency is the key for making any progress. Obviously, it's very hard to be 100% consistent all year round. But, you know, if you've got 52 weeks in the year, you should, I mean, you could take a couple of weeks off for holiday, a couple of weeks off for being sick. You should be able to work out for 47 to 48 weeks consistently a year. And if you're going away for a few months and you don't do anything and you're in the 30s, if you only work out half the year or 30 weeks of the year, don't expect much. You're basically repeating the same work over and over again. So try to stay consistent. You don't have to push yourself really hard. I'm going to say we did 20 there. Okay, so feet apart, knees apart for the back twist. This is different than the other one because your feet are apart. So now you're getting the stretch in the thigh at the top of the quad here rather than through the back. You still get a little bit in the back, but not as much. And because it's a more of a quad stretch, you don't have to twist the head to the other side. This is kind of what we're going for here, right? This is another way of doing it. Just sliding onto your side and grabbing the back of the foot here. If you can reach the toe, fantastic. If you can reach the heel, that's pretty good too. Most people are here and they're holding up. So that's why this stretch is a beginner version for this one. Okay, I'm sort of leading you into each level. All right, so the next one we have is dead bug, and this one we're going to use a 5-pound dumbbell here. Okay, so you're going to hold on both hands, holding above the neck area. Bring one leg up, flatten the lower back, bring up the other leg. Remember to keep the lower back flat, knees are bent at 90 degrees. Watch that they don't go lower because that's when your lower back will arch. That's not what you want. So flatten the back, hold this position here and slowly lower the dumbbell behind you. Now we're not going to go much further than this, which is probably around 45 degrees and then back up. As time goes by, you can start to go lower, but it's a good idea not to go too low too quick, right? It's hard to undo an injury. It's better to prevent the injury in the first place. So going slow, first repetition, I always tell you to go slow and easy and not too far. Second one, you can go a little lower. And you test it, you see. If you feel some restriction like around there, then you don't go any lower. Try to keep your elbows rotated inwards. Okay, there we go, I'm touching the floor now. But you might not. 45 degrees, just to here, that's fine. So just 10 repetitions is good enough for this one here. It's going to work you in a lot of areas, right? You're going to feel your hip muscles, your stomach muscles, your lower back is working, your arms, your back, shoulders, a lot of different things. One foot down and the other, and then you can let go of the dumbbell. Okay, so after the dead bug, we're just going to do a quick back twist with the feet together, just for a couple, just to stretch out. Okay, so just hold for a couple of seconds on each one, and it's just a little bit, just to take out any muscle tightness or tension that you create from the strength training with the dead bug exercise. Okay, next one we'll go cat stretch and child pose. So just 5 cat stretches this time. If you want to do more, you can. Head down, push your hands into the ground and back up. Remember to make sure you're at that 90 degree. You don't want to be back here or with your hands, you know, leaning. So 90 degrees, making a box. Your knees are the same space apart as your hands. Okay. Push your hands into the ground as you tuck the tailbone in and pull through. Push up the back. Release, tuck back under the other way. Okay, so cat stretch. Bending your spine, forward flexion, and then extension. All right, if you want to do more, you can. 5 to 10 is good enough, and then reach back into 30 seconds of child pose. Remember, if you don't go down as low as this, don't worry. Hands on the ground and relax the head towards the ground. It's okay if you look like this, all right? Some people will look like this. They can't flex the knees down. They're very tight through the back. So take your time. So child pose is supposed to be a relaxing one. So just breathe, take your time. You can do this with your hands as well down here, but I prefer them up the top. So after the child pose, you're then going to come up back to that cat stretch position, put your elbows down and then lie back on the ground, because now we have a very easy exercise or passive stretch, which is the upward dog, or as I call it, belly time. You're on the belly, elbows are on the floor. You can press down into the ground with your elbows to push yourself up, and a little bit of a pull as if you're pulling yourself forward to create a contraction under the shoulder blades. Okay, so 60 seconds we're going for on the upward dog, cobra, belly time, prone thoracic extension, whatever name you want to give it. That's why I like belly time, nice and simple. Okay, so for the next one, you have a choice with what you can use here. I'll show you a few different options. Last time I showed you the disc. We can use the ball. This is for the back bend. We can even use the mat. If I roll up the mat and put that right here, you could use a towel or you can use the mat for this one. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to lie on the mat to create the back bend. Put your head on the other side and just relax into the pose. So you just relax into this position. Let the rib cage breathe and expand. Nice and deep breaths. Just opening up your chest, your sternum, your back. With each breath, just relaxing. Good, relaxing into the mat. Okay, so that's with the yoga mat. The other one, I'll show you all these different things. Could use one of these, the discs. A little bit higher, obviously. Okay, or here is the next choice, which is the ball for the back bend. Okay, you can put your hands under the head, you can rest your head on the ball. The main thing with the ball is that you have to be able to roll around on it without falling off. Okay, so if you can't get up easy like this and then roll down on one of these, then you're not going to use the ball. Okay, you're going to need to practice getting good at stabilizing yourself on one of these balls, because it's very easy as you roll down to fall off. Okay, so you can also use a bed. You can bend backwards on a bed as well. That's another option. Okay, that's plenty with that one. Okay, so we're going to do the chest stretch next. So pretend that this is a door. You're going to find a door frame, unless you have a machine like this. You're going to put your hands on each side. This is position A. Okay, and then you're going to lean forward and stretch the chest and shoulders. Okay, just leaning forward, opening up here as you stretch through. Okay, after you've done that one, that's position A. Position B is here. Some of these, if you have trouble, again, as I say before, with the shoulders, then just use your own common sense, and if it's too much, then you don't do it. The following one, the third one, I'll do it from this view. You grab the door down here and you reach forward like so. Okay, so we've got 3 positions. There's alternate variations of this, like doing this one here with the hands. Okay, but you've got position A, position B, and position C. Okay, next one is the lat stretch. So we're going to grab on to something like this, like an upright. You can use the door handle again. I got my other hand on that knee. So remember, when you do this one, you're holding on, you've got your hand out to the side. Okay, if you're too far back, it's going to be hard to reach. If you're too close, then you're not going to get much of a stretch. So touch with the fingers, hand down to the knee, grab on, reaching back. This is this is the lat stretch. This is stretch A. Okay, just reaching back. Stretch B is where you turn. You do a little twist. Okay, I'm just moving my butt side to side. Okay, and then switch. Stretch back, side to side. Little wiggle. Okay, and stretch C, a little different. You got the stretch back and then you reach underneath. Okay, you're just turning. All right, so if I grab it from this side, you'll see I'm just twisting, turning my body under as I'm stretching on the other side. I wanted to put in something that I feel is very important for most people, and that is developing some strength in the balance department. So very simply, just standing on one foot. So you just lift up one leg, you can hold on. We're going to do the balance on the chair. So you're holding on to the chair, you just lift one foot. Okay, you're holding on. You can use a door, you can use a kitchen counter, you just use something that's solid, or a chair. You can use a table, you put your hands on the table. Don't have your hands way up here, have your hands close and hovering. Okay, so right now you're just trying to balance. Now this might be very difficult for some people, almost impossible. Other people are going to find it no problem to do a minute. You could even do a minute blindfolded maybe. Whoop! No, maybe not. So anyway, balance. Standing on one leg, we're going to do 1 minute on each leg. Just getting your muscles used to standing on one foot, okay? And that's it. It's very simple. There's a few other balance exercises that we're going to be doing later on. But just for this point, little introduction into balancing, okay? It's very crucial for your alignment through the body, especially if your feet are pronating, which means your arches are collapsed and you're coming in. Then it's going to be very, very difficult if you don't have the foot strength to stand on one leg to do anything with, okay? Later on, you'll be able to get into leg movements, front kicks, side kicks, things like this. At level 1, get a chair, get something to hold on to, and build up to 1 minute. Okay, so level 10, calf raises. Here we go. It's a good point to get up to, level 10. Looking at doing some more weight training in levels 11 and up to 20. We're going to be using elastic bands and some small weights. So levels 1 to 10 has been a bit of a beginner program, and getting up to 10 calf raises has been the goal. You might be doing 12. When we get to levels 11, we're going to be doing 10 to 15 repetitions. And then you have to do 15 to 20, I think, for level 12, and then we go up to one-legged, or something like that. Anyway, we'll see. So, level 10, we're just doing 10 to 12, same as always, holding on, keeping your legs straight, making sure that the knees don't bend. You've got a micro bend in the knee, but you're not bending up and down like this. Sometimes people move around too much, right? So, make sure your legs are straight, core is tight, pushing straight up. Good stretch at the bottom, good squeeze at the top. 10 to 12 repetitions. If you can go more, go for more. Okay. Good. Oh, I'll just put in a couple more. And most people tend to burn and fatigue by 20 repetitions. Okay, so at the end, just a little walking calf stretch, one side to the other. About 30 seconds is more than enough. Just want to stretch out the calves after you've been working them so hard. Great, well done. Good work. Next up, we've got the wrist stretches. So we're going to start with 5 wrist stretches front and back. Okay, so that's pulling the fingers back like so. All right, and then pushing down. Now remember, you want to hold on to this part, not down here with the fingers. This won't do much of a wrist stretch. It's here that you have to grab as you pull up. Okay, so not there, that part, top of the palm. So 5 back and forth on each side, holding for a few seconds as you go. Okay, switch sides, pulling back, and the other side. Try showing you from different angles here. Okay, so almost at the end here. Level 11 is coming up, and on level 11 and beyond, we're going to be doing more weight training, picking up dumbbells. We've only done a dumbbell with the dead bug as you raise it above. You've been doing some stomach with the core there, and on flat back you've had the bridge as well. Most of this has been stretches, but as you increase up through the next levels, we're going to have more resistance training. So this sets the foundation for the next level. Okay, because if you can't get up to level 10, if things are popping up, aches and pains, then you're going to need to spend a bit more time cleaning them up before you move on to the next levels. So you might need a customization. So I'm going to be starting customized programs for people, so you can contact me, we'll have a chat, we'll figure out some changes for this routine if you need to, and we can make up an entirely whole new routine for you, or I can train you one-on-one as we go. Next up is the turning the head. So we're just looking to the left, looking to the right, a couple of seconds on each one is all we need. Left to right. So a lot of this is I'm checking you to see, head tilt, whether or not you can get up to level 10 without any aches and pains. If you're struggling and things are talking to you, then please let me know. It's the only way I can help you. This is one size workout fits all. It's hard to do because not everybody's the same. Now we have the double chin, nobody's favorite. Pulling the chin back. Sometimes you have to reach forward in order to get the chin, right? Try holding yourself, because you might do this, moving from the back. So reaching forward, double chin. Reaching forward, double chin. You can put your back against the wall if you want, and then just try to pull your head back to the wall. A lot of people that I've trained in the past, they have this forward head posture, and they're not capable of pulling their head all the way back. So if you can't, don't expect to do this one easy, but you put your back against the wall. If you can feel the lower back, the sacrum touching the wall, your shoulder blades and your head, then you will be somebody with good alignment. Okay, but if it's really hard to get your head against the wall and you find that you're just leaning away. So we've been doing rotator cuffs coming out to the side this way, and I've been showing you with the wedges underneath, either a pillow or a towel wrapped underneath, just so that you can have something to squeeze, and that helps you to lock your elbow in place as you do the rotation. Then we started to lift the elbow out to the side. Okay, still got to maintain the same 90 degrees, keeping the wrist straight. Okay, we'll be doing this with a dumbbell, building up 1 pound and 2 pound, 3 pound, and all the way up and beyond. You might even be able to build up to a 20 pound dumbbell. That will be around level 40. So just starting off with nothing to begin with, okay? My elbow is almost at 90 degrees, but I don't actually really want to bring it all the way up to here unless you're in fantastic shape in the shoulder, because this here is the test for impingement. So doing your rotator cuff exercises all the way up, if you have a restriction and you're tight, up here is going to be very, very difficult, and you're going to run into some problems and irritation. If your shoulders are fine, you'll be okay. That's why There's no one exercise that's either good or bad. It all depends on if it's a right fit for you. The last one we have is shrug or shoulder rolls. Rolling the shoulders up and around. You can go straight up and down, but if you can do a rotation and roll the shoulders, again, if there's any problems, then don't do it, contact me. But you're looking for pain-free movement with a reasonable range. And sorry if my microphone was picking up on that one. Okay, so approximately this should take you somewhere between 15 and 25 minutes. So it'd be interesting to see how long this takes when I edit downwards. But now you have finished level 10 and we are going to be going on to exercises with the elastic bands. So if you go see my friends at Fitness Depot, you can get yourself these free bands, which are only around 10 bucks. That's about as cheap as you're ever going to find. Or you can go get your own bands personally cut like this. I like this one because I've had it measured out. So it's a bit longer than the others. The others are around 4 foot high. It's probably okay for most things, but elastic bands, you can be using them for pushing. We can use them for pulling as well when we attach them to things. And there's a lot of things we can do with these. So you're going to need a pair of bands for level 11. So what else can I say other than congratulations for finishing level 10. And now you can move on up into 11 and going up to 20. All right, so there we go.